But I did have one question because, like I said, I am working with a couple of people right now with the the short form content. When it comes to like trends and stuff like that, are they changing right now? Because I'm having clients that are telling me, "Oh, I like the content. It looks great, but I would like to be less commercially or less salesy. What can we do to try to do that?" So what I was trying to do is kind of like I asked them for examples. What are you looking for? Like, what's the style that you want? And so they show me different things. I'm like, okay, okay. So it's less because a couple people mentioned like, well, yeah, I don't want to just stand in front of the camera the whole time, every one of my videos. What can we do to switch it up? So I've just been trying to be creative and think of different ways to switch it up. But do you think the trends are changing as far as like when we started out doing this and the way it is now and going into the future?
Yeah, great question, Ron. That's a great question. So it really just depends on the goal of the client. And I love that you asked them, could you give an example of what you're looking for? Because no matter how good we are, how smart we are, how much social media we've absorbed, we're never going to be able to read someone's mind. So it's
Hmm.
a lot better to do exactly what you did, which is say, hey, do you have an example? And then we can try to replicate that.
Hmm.
But the truth behind the strategy being trends have always been around, trends come and go. And
Hmm.
if we follow trends, we're always going to be chasing something that's running away and changing. And even if we hit the trend, which I've hit a few trends before, gotten millions of views overnight, they're views that don't really relate to the service or to get you the clients that you're looking for. So they're just empty views. Sure, feel a little bit dopamine spike, feel like you're popular for a day, but then the bank account looks the same. So my suggestion would be when clients come to you and bring those kinds of suggestions, just ask them, Mrs. Jones, well, what's really the goal here? Are you just wanting to get more views and follow more trends, or are we wanting to attract more clients and generate more calls for you, more leads?
Hmm.
And
That's a
if
good
they
point.
say, yes, I want to get more leads, I do want the views, but I want more leads. Well, Mrs. Jones, we know that the best way to get leads and the best way to do business is to talk face to face with people in person. But the only problem with that is it's not scalable. There's no way you can go out there and talk to 20, 30, 300 people per day. But if we made a video of you talking and we put it on social media and it gets 300 views, now that's you talking to 300 different people about your service that could potentially turn into business. Now, we can change it up. We can add B-roll. We can change the angles. But after doing this for years, I would definitely recommend if your goal is to get more business and get more clients, we want you talking to the camera. We want to make
Hmm.
sure we're touching on pain points, we're hooking them in, and then
Hmm.
we have a call to action to tell them where to go next. Is that something you'd be open to, Mrs. Jones? And most of the time they would say yes. What are your thoughts on that, Ron?
No, I agree with you totally. I never even thought to put it that way too, because I think a lot of times some clients they'll see what other people are doing. They're like, oh man, this person's got all this stuff. I want to do it just like that. And you're like, well, first of all, this person has already got like 30,000, followers or whatever the case. They're already at a high level. We're trying to get there. Let's build to that point. Maybe they're at the point where they can just do anything they want and they still get views. That's not the case here. We're just starting out, Mrs. Jones. And so, let's kind of just stick with a strategy that works and let's kind of go from there. But to your point, they don't know these things. They just think, oh, well, I need to do what this person is doing, And I love what you just now said because I'm going to start, implementing that. Like, okay, well, they're here, we're here. Let's work to get there.
Yes, 100%. Oh, that's exactly right, Ron. And something else I would add to that is any business owner that's already paying us any kind of money for us to make them content, they've hopefully gotten at least a few sales before. And
Hmm.
most of the time, the way they've gotten those sales is referrals or people in their network. So what we want to do when I don't want to say convincing people, but when we're guiding them to see things from our perspective,
Hmm.
is we give them a truth that they can agree with. So if you notice, the way I started that conversation was first I asked, what's your goal? Views and trends or getting more clients? Oh,
Hmm.
if it's getting more clients, we know the best way to get clients is to talk to people face to face. That's how you've gotten your clients, right, Mrs. Jones? But the only problem is it's not scalable. So they agree that face to face is the way to get clients. We get them to agree to that. Then we show them how video will help them do more of that. Does that make sense, Ron? Instead of us
Yeah, absolutely.
arguing with them, like, no, Mrs.
Absolutely.
Jones, we need to do this. We say, well, hey, we know this works. Would you agree? Yes, I agree. Boom. And then we can move on.
All right, so you just watched a live recording from a coaching session I just did about an hour ago, and I wanted to get this out to you. If you're a video professional struggling to hit $10,000 months, whether it's your sales process, your lead generation, or your delivery system that needs some work, then go ahead and send me a message. Let me know you saw this video, And I'd be happy to help you out, whether it's us working on a one-on-one level or you joining some of these group calls where we can actually review your sales calls, look at your lead generation process, and make sure that you're attracting at least 3 to 5 new leads every single week and closing deals for anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000 per month on a retainer basis. Go ahead and send me a message. Let me know you saw this video, and I'll happy to help you out. We'll talk soon.